Hello everyone who might decide to watch this or not. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. This is just something I've been doing with the high amount of spare time I've got. I've basically, after a very long time, started rebuilding the Cambrian line. It's not of a particular date as such, but put it anywhere between the very late 1800s up to about the 1950s. There's a bit of a mixture of everything. If I didn't think something fit somewhere, I'd find something older or something newer to put in its place, just to make it a bit more interesting. But basically the line I'm doing is the Cambrian. To anyone who's not familiar with that, that is the line that goes from Shrewsbury all the way to Aberystwyth, and at Dyfi Junction it splits off and I believe goes as far as Porthmadog. I think Oswestry is included in that as well. So far I've only done 2 miles, which is from Newtown Station, which you can partially see here. I'll give you a better view of that in a second. Right the way up to Scafell Halt. I don't know if it is exactly 2 miles. I can only find measurements by road, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll pull into the station, we'll move forward a bit. I'll show you what I've done. I'm not adding every single thing that's in the area. I'm basically doing what you can see from the line itself. So yeah, let's move forward a fraction. My old videos are still up on YouTube, but with the last Steam update, it basically corrupted my whole build, which had taken me many years. I was doing it on a much bigger scale, you could say, back then. This time I'm doing it in smaller chunks. So before I was basically doing Newtown to Abermule and then the Kerry branch line, but I was doing it all in one rather than one stretch line, then adding chunks on as we go. So that's probably why it's taken me so long. This 2 mile section, it's a good couple of months, not as long as the other one I was making. Ignore that shelter there, I forgot to get rid of it. But other than that, it is, I'd say, 99% complete what I've done. If I just put the locomotive brake on there and just quickly hop into the world view. So yeah, this is Newtown Station Yard. There's nothing left of it at all now, which is unfortunate. It's all been taken over by housing. Basically all that's left now is these 2 up and down lines. I think even this has gone now. This was the old terminus that would have gone back on itself to Lanny. But I think that was ripped up fairly recently, within the last few years. But yeah, all that was left that I remember was the 2 main lines, which are still there, and this siding, I suppose you could call it. It was the extra platform for Llanard Lois, and then there was a little spur that stopped there for maintenance, traffic and that kind of thing. So yeah, you got that bit. got Price Jones's, the British Rule Board, as it's also known. You got the old high school, or primary school, I'm not sure which one it really was. That doesn't exist anymore. There's a bit more of a modern building for people with special needs there now, and in front of that would have been Quick Save Co-op. It's now a furniture place. I've not put that in. I think it just didn't look right to me. I wanted to give it a sort of old look in this area, so I've gone for an old looking boarding school kind of thing. You've got Price Jones's. There is one thing, excuse me, there is one thing I did forget. There was a very rickety bridge that I'm not sure it was the second to last or the last floor, and it basically, you'd walk from that building to that building. I have no idea how many feet in the ground that would be, but yeah, it's very high. They got rid of it for safety reasons, I believe. It was long gone before I was born. I don't know about it from pictures and other family members. But yeah, that is Price Jones's, or the closest I could get to it. I would like to know how to model my own buildings, but that would take too much time. Although it would be something worth thinking about if anyone knows. So yeah, that's Price Jones's. You got Newtown Station. I said you got the Lanny platform. You got the platform that I'm currently on, which would go all the way to Aberystwyth. The other line would go up to Shrewsbury. So yeah, it's a bit of a... Newtown's a bit of a jumble station. It's the only way I can describe it, really. As I said, you've got the footbridge where you'd cross over. You've got the road bridge, which would go to Upper Treowen. You just have to ignore the blank space behind it. You wouldn't see it from the train, so I haven't bothered adding it in. So yeah, you've got Upper Treowen in the background. The old sorting shed. You've got the Ford Sawdy Road and Housing Estate, which is this sort of bit here. I think this one would have been one of the sorting sheds. There was two. You've got the main engine shed, which is at the back over there. Newtown signal box, I believe it would have had one because of the amount of sidings, spurs and that kind of thing that it had. I don't know if I mentioned St David's Church, but that's where that is. Big old church. There was another building just on this side of the fence. That siding would have coincided with the building that was there, and they would have unloaded cargo into this building. I've yet to find something that fits there. I might leave it blank though. I'm not 100% sure yet. But yeah, that's Newtown and its various sidings that have all long gone. One of the benches are out of line there. I'll have to sort that out as well. But yeah, there's been a lot of tinkering, you could say. And I've just realised I'm on the wrong line. I'm on the up line where I need to be on this one, but never mind. I'll ignore that. Let's take the brake back off. So yeah, let's move on further down. Let's get a little bit of sand going as well. I don't think it needs it really, but whatever. She's only pulling four coaches. Pannier Tank would manage that easy. As you can see, I'm not exactly an expert on driving steam locomotives on this game. I still use the visible controls. I can do it just about, but being as this is a show video, then yeah, we'll keep it like that. Let's put the right headlight on as well. I'm not exactly sure if this is recording the game sounds as well. Not that it really matters, but so yeah, I have no idea if it's too loud or too quiet. So yeah, basically the only other things I've got to do to this 2 mile stretch now is, as you've seen back at the station, remove that one shelter that's too low down. I don't even remember putting it there, to be honest, but something I've just overlooked. There was something else that was back there, but I forgot what it was now. But never mind. So yeah, another thing you've got here, this is the old Newtown Palladium. No longer exists. Again, it's been taken over by a housing estate. Many famous people have played there. Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top, I believe. I think the Rolling Stones, possibly. I mainly only know rock bands and that kind of thing, so yeah, there's been a lot of really big bands that played there. It no longer exists, unfortunately. I never got to see the building. I'm sure it looked very grand back in its day. You've got the fuel station. Oh, if I can just get back onto the world view quickly. We'll just let it coast for a minute. You've got Newtown High School here. And the housing estate in the background. Again, I couldn't find any buildings that were too similar to Newtown High School, so I've basically gone with what I've got. It kind of looks more military, I suppose, or industrial. But yeah, basically just using what I've got. You've got Maldwin here, and the housing estate behind that. You've got the old fire station, and still need to do a few changes to that. Got the River Severn in the background. This is Miser Handy. This has all taken a very long time to get to this stage. The amount of detail I've put in here is, yeah, I don't think I put anywhere near as much detail into the old videos, but then again I think I was doing too much in one go, so yeah. This is MkII Halt. Now, I don't think it was there for a very long time. Maybe 20 years. I'm not 100%. It got removed. I think someone crossed the line and sadly got run over, or you know, knocked down by a train, and that was it for them. But yeah, I should really know the names of the housing estates, but I don't. But this is the housing estate a lot closer to the college. You can just see the college coming up here. You've got the... This is to do with part of the college, although the college farm is somewhere different now, but I think they still use it, just because it's in close proximity to the actual college. You've got Vayner Housing Estate. Let's give it some more power. So yeah, this is the college. It's just a random assortment of various office-looking buildings. Again, I had nothing to go on, so I just had to use what I got. So you got the mechanics area, you got the chalk area, which is this. I've just give it sort of an older look to that bit, just for aesthetics. This is the deep gorge that runs just after the college. It's basically a big hill on either side, and obviously when they were building the railway they couldn't go over it, so they had to cut through it. But I think this is the only thing like this in Newtown. There is one further up towards Tesco's, which was the cattle market back in the day. I will be using some of the some of the things that I did in the older videos to put back into this one. For example, the cattle market siding, or loop siding, because to me it just makes more sense. So yeah. But yeah, it's going to be a long time before I get even close to that stage. There's still a couple of little things I need to do here. Mainly just adding the hills on either side. But yeah, you can just about see the next station coming up. I believe this was a privately owned station. Oh, we're coming in a wee bit too quick there. Well, I'm not going to stop that in time, but it doesn't really matter. Nope, actually we will. So yeah, this was a privately owned station. I've completely forgot the name of it again. I said it at the start of the video, I believe. And I believe it's one of those situations where you're not allowed to build a railway through my land unless I get my own private station, so I can utilise the railway myself. So that's how they ended up with the station here, not far from the main station. It's basically just the bottom side of town. MkII Halt as well was the same thing. That wasn't a privately owned station, that was just more of a convenience. Not that you have to walk very far, but you know, you can't be bothered, I suppose that's what you do. But yeah, it's taken a very long time to get to this stage. This section isn't far off finished at all. So yeah, we've got the farm. There is actually, that farm does still exist as far as I know. These two bridges, there's one here with the traction engine going over it, and the other one there, those didn't exist, but I just thought it made more sense, you know, to be able to get from field A to field B. So that's why I've added those there and tried to make them look as realistic as possible. Yeah, that was the journey from Newtown Station to... No, still gone. Don't remember it. Never mind. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed what I've done so far. There's still a few things to do yet. There's no point doing another video of the tiny little more things I'm going to be adding to this section, because they'd probably be barely noticeable. It's just more of a peace of mind thing for me. yeah, we'll just give you a sort of satellite view. I mean, Newtown isn't big itself. It's only 3 miles long by about 2 miles wide. Oh yeah, forgot. It's still technically attached to the train, so you can only go so far. But yeah, anyways, I hope you enjoyed what I've done so far. There will be another video in, I would say, near future, but it won't be. Probably be another couple of months until the next one's out. But yeah. Thank you for watching if you do. Goodbye.